This
and
conference
I
will now
work
be
with the power
recorded.
industry as well. So I have implemented, the customer services and service management for the different verticals. So presently, I'm working on S4HANA implementation project, wherein we have already completed the configuration, and now we are, in the realization phase where we are, gathering the informations, and we are converting, like, the smart forms and all, and we are, finding some gaps as well. So the phase is going on. So this is all about, my tenure. Uh, so I would like to, continue with this session. If you can hear me, then I will, continue with the session. Any queries? If you have any queries on, uh, the audio issue, miss. If you are not able to hear, please let me know.
Yes, Avinash, we are clear.
Okay. What about the others, Hamid and others? Can you hear me? Should I continue?
Yeah, please
Yes,
continue.
Ramesh, we can able to hear you.
Yeah, thanks. Please let me know if you are facing miss, if you are not able to, hear me properly. So please let me know. I will stop immediately. Thereafter, we'll switch to the, maybe another meeting, right? So let me continue.
I think you can continue. Your voice is slow, but yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. So I think I missed Hamid and others. So you have experience in the sales, right? And the customer services, or only the customer services?
I am having,
Yeah, Avinash.
yeah,
Yeah, please
I'm
continue.
Adarsh, and I'm having only SAP SD experience. But in my company, service
Okay.
management is there.
Understood. What about the Hamid?
Yeah, Avinash, I have 13 years of experience in SAP SD and CS. CS, almost
Oh,
I have 5 years of experience. Currently, I'm
okay.
working in Accenture and in implementation
Mhm.
project. I'm working on S4 implementation project.
Got it. Okay. Thanks for your quick introduction. Okay. So, because Miss, so why I have asked these questions, because I need to understand, the way I'm, going to this presentations. I need to understand the, the level of understanding, whether you have a background of sales or services, so that accordingly, I can, walk you through this, presentation. So you can see my screen.
Yeah.
Yes, Avinash. Yes,
Is
yes.
it visible? Okay. Yeah. Thanks. So let me go through the, first of all, let me go through the service management. Slightly different, as a service management, because why we call it as a service management. So we will come to know that in the next slide. So let me go to the next slide. So first of all, I will walk you through the, what are the contents we are going to, you know, uh, maybe execute during our trainings, or what are the contents we are, touch base on the different master data or the processes. So those contents we need to understand. So first of all, let me tell you the overview of this SAP S4HANA service. So S4, SM is basically, covers, uh, there. So these processes are basically covered in the service management processes. Okay, so earlier we call it as the customer services, wherein we had in-house process, or the depot process, or the on-site process as well. But here, in the service management, we are trying to, map the other services, means other scenarios as well. So it's, and this service management is, bit advanced version of the customer services. Okay, so we have, it facilitates basically, to support the different, the processes which is being used in the services service model basically. Okay, so here and it integrates with the different module as well. So earlier CS was integrated with the sales and distribution. Similarly, SM is also integrated with the sales and distribution. But on top of that, we have the additional functionalities they have introduced in the SM. So we'll walk you through that. So what are those functionalities, or what are those the Fury applications or analytical tools which is being introduced in the service management. So first of all, we need to understand about the service management business, and how the SAP provides the solution from the the SAP perspective. So that I will walk you through those points as well. So setting up your own S4HANA demo systems quickly and cheaply. So I will just introduce means I will walk you through this also. And then the next is the UI clients for the SAP S4HANA services. So using the UI clients for the S4HANA services. So how the UI is effectively used from the SAP S4HANA perspective. So that I will walk you through that. Then the organization definitely we have means you must be familiar about the organization structure. So similarly in the service management also we have set up for the organization structure, wherein we will have the the sales area, and then the sales the service plan we need to define in the sales organization structure, service organization structure. So those entities I will walk you through that. Then how to describe the internal and external business partners. So internal business partners in terms of let's say your back office employees, your internal employees who is executing the services, or it could be your service team as well. So these are sort of the internal the business partners we need to define in the SAP. So that is also a part of the organization. Okay, so if you talk about the external business partners, so you are aware about the the vendors and the customers or the contracts. So those we call it as a external business partners in the service management. So these elements are very important. And then next is the master data. Okay, so master data. So here, when we talk about the service management, the service product plays a very important role. Okay, so we have to define the service product first of all as a master data. Service product can be installation activity, or can be the commissioning activity. So whatever the activities being executed in the services, so those activities can be defined as a product. We normally call it as a service product in the service management. So yeah, so in the SAP terminology, we call it as a the material master. Okay, so but here the service for product we will have a the dedicated material type for that, and there is item category which will identify that particular service product in the SAP. So how to describe and display the service product, I will walk you through that. Then the technical objects and the bombs are very important. So technical, when I say technical objects, so technical object can be your equipments, can be function locations, bill of materials, right? So these are part of your technical objects. And yeah, so how these equipments and the function locations are very important from this SM perspective. So that I will explain. Then customer master data, definitely this is very important master data for us. What are the different business roles being used in the customer master data? So normally we call it as a business partner, right? So how to define the customer master using the business partner, Fury applications, that I will tell you. And what are the fields, or what are the views are very important in terms of the service management. So we need to understand from the customer data perspective. So the next must data is material, serial number, and the assets. Yeah. So the material, serial number, and the assets are basically the part of the equipment. If you identify some equipment, so it should have the material number. It should have the the associated serial number as well, and then the associated asset number also. So these three combinations of master data are linked with your equipment. So that also we need to understand. Then the maintenance plan, task list, and the service order template. If you have a customer service background, so you must be familiar about the maintenance plan, task list, the service order template. But as I understood, you have a sales background as well. So, the maintenance plan, task list, and the service order template. So, maintenance plan are basically, where we, you know, create the data to plan the services. Okay, so here we will put the some important informations what uh, for what we are going to execute the services. Okay, and when we are going to execute the services, and who is going to execute the services. So all these the different uh, the dimensions we can map in the maintenance plan. Okay, so this maintenance plans basically covers all the different dimensions of the services. Then task list, yes, the task list means what I need to execute, right? So where I will have a set of activities and that I need to execute when I will visit the customer site or when I will perform some activities in the depot. So those set of activities I should have a list of those activities, right? So that is called the task list. Then the service order template again. So if you have a set of, the if you need to create the service order out of the maintenance plan, so you should have the service order template in the system. So that we need to create in the system to facilitate the these recurring services basically. So when we say the recurring services in the service management, we have a separate scenarios called it as the recurring services, preventive maintenance and the recurring services. So it's basically covers when we have a agreement with the customer. So in that agreement, we will say yes, I am going to provide a set of services or the comprehensive services, including the materials for let's say the duration for 1 year or 2 years, and what I'm going to execute. So all these things are covered under the the contract. So this service order again linked with your service contract as well. So this all together, the recurring services will have the maintenance plan, task list, service order template, and the contracts, so that you can provide the services on the recurring basis to your customer. So this is also we need to from the business perspective, it is very important process. And then finally we have pricing. So yeah, so sales pricing, it is similar. The sales pricing and the service pricing are more or less the same. So basically we can have a segregation, like we can have a different billing type for the service invoices. And here we normally create the service confirmations. From the service confirmations we create the billing request. So here from the billing request we create the invoices, the service invoices. So that makes a difference. Normally billing requests also got generated in the sales perspective, but in the services whatever we are going to bill to the customer, so that billing cycle has to go through the confirmation, then billing request, and then finally go to bill to the customer. So that is the design process for the service management. So and the pricing, again, the pricing can have, let's say for 1 hour I'm going to charge let's say $100. So yes, we will have the pricing list, or we will have the customer price group for that, or material price group for that, and then based on that we can have the pricing for the services as well. So all these terminologies you must be heard about, heard in the sales also, but similarly we are going to use for the services as well. So this is all about the pricing, and we will have the separate pricing procedure for the service order. It's not a sales order. We will have sales the sales pricing determination for the service order as well. So how to map that service processing procedure with the the service order, that I will take you through that node also. So next is interaction center. Using the interaction center, again, if you have received the call for the customer, so upfront the customer representative, the customer interaction representative can provide the solutions, or he can record the the complaint from the customer, and then it will he will assign to the service team for the for the activities. So this is how the interaction center works in the S4HANA. So that I will walk you through. So next, do you have any queries on this slide? Quickly, miss. I will just otherwise I will go to the next slide. No.
Yes,
Okay.
Avinash, I'm having one question.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
in coming to the pricing, for services having separate pricing, or are we using, under the sales and distribution?
No, no. So pricing, when I say pricing, so definitely we will have the separate pricing procedure for the services. We can't use the sales pricing procedure for the the services. So sales and services, we need to bifurcate both the pricings in the system.
Okay, so you are saying, for service management, we are having the separate pricing procedure. So we are not depending on
Exactly,
the,
exactly.
SD guides.
Right, right, right. So see, when I say why we need the different pricing procedures, so basically in the sales they might have they might not have the warranty processes, or they are not going to provide any the services or the spare part based on the warranties. But yes, in the services we will have the warranty based processes. We will have the separate set of conditions, pricing conditions, where we need to provide the discount. Definitely we will have discount also, but from the service perspective the business drives different. The driven of the pricing is a bit different as compared to the sales. So that's why we will have our own set of pricing.
That's okay, but see, this is see, in CS also we are having the separate pricing procedure for repairs, right? So that repairs,
Mhm,
finally we are depending and asking to create SD guides only. So for the same
mhm.
way, we are having the separate pricing procedure in SM, and we are able to connect with SD guys, and they will be able to create V/08 same into the SM as well, or not.
No, no. So that's what I'm saying. So traditionally, or means in the CS, what we did. So basically, why we are proposing the separate pricing conditions, that we need to understand. Okay. So here, in this service order itself, we have a certain price. Service, the set of pricing is there. The pricing is determined in the service order itself. You understood? So basically, when we assign this pricing procedure in the service order, are you able to assign these pricing procedures in the CS as well, in
Yes.
this service order,
No, no.
in the
From my
S4HANA, or you
knowledge,
are talking about the
there
ECC?
is no, not TCC. S for HANA and Rise with SAP both. But as per my knowledge, there is no any pricing procedure in the service order.
No, no, no. So let me correct you. So pricing procedure is basically, there is no pricing procedures, or there is no conditions assigned with the service order in the CS. Okay.
Yes,
So when I
we are
say
having the
it's
pricing procedure. We are having the pricing
Mhm.
procedure in repair order. It's not in service order.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So repair order is a sales order, right? Repair order
Ah,
is a sales order, so it is different. All it so that's what I'm saying. So in the S4 HANA, you will have the pricing procedure in service order itself, not in the repair order. You don't need to create a repair order in this S4 HANA.
okay,
Yeah, it is completely, I would say it's absolute, or it is completely omitted. You don't need to create a sales order at all. You have to create the service order. From service order, the price will get determined,
yeah.
and it
In
will
SM, I know
go to the
there
next
is no any
subsequent
repair
document,
order. We have
that
the
is
internal order.
the Mhm.
Yeah,
Correct.
okay. Let me see in the system only. So then
Yeah, yeah,
only I can
I
able
will
to
walk
know.
you through the system. So that's why I'm telling you, there are the different means from the S4HANA perspective, they have introduced the pricing procedure for the services in service order itself. So we don't
Okay,
need a
okay,
sales order in that. Yeah.
okay,
Okay, I will walk you through that process.
okay. Sure, 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 sure.
Yeah.
So Avinash,
Okay.
my query is because I'm not having CS background. So is
Mhm.
this prerequisite for this SM training, or you can? I mean, we can start from scratch. I can start.
I didn't get you, miss. So prerequisite
I'm I'm
in the
I'm
sense.
I'm having I'm having only SD experience.
Okay.
Though
Mhm.
my company, previous organizations, and in current one, they are using DP90 and CS everything, and current
Mhm.
one is using service management. But I do not have any interest in learning CS. So is it
Mhm.
prerequisite to you to have a CS background here?
No, so let me tell you why it is not required. So first of all, as I said, most of the components they have introduced similar to the cells only. Okay, earlier the service order was totally different. It was treated as a plant maintenance order. Okay, so that was altogether it was a different process or the object. But now when you see the service order, so you will be somewhere you will be think of from the sales perspective only. So service order and the sales order more or less it's the same. Okay, so you don't need to miss when you go to the traditional customer services, then definitely that was a bit tricky. Okay, because it was not a sales order, it was purely service order. But here when I say the service order in S4HANA, it is nothing but the sales order only. Okay,
Okay.
so it is not mandatory, or it is not a prerequisite for you to understand how the service order works and what was the difference between the old service order and new service order. So it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if you're familiar about the sales order, so you will understand about the service order in the S4HANA as well.
Okay. So do you cover the migration? How to do the migration from CS to SM?
Migrations, yeah, again, that part I'm not going to take through this training, but yes, I can just introduce about the LTMC which is being used in the the S4HANA. So LTMC I will walk you through. So it is similar to the LSMW, but it is I would say the latest version of this data migration cockpit.
No, no, no.
So
My
that.
my my, my query is, being a CS and SM consultant, it's easy to know how what need to be transferred from legacy to the new system. Okay, but being a novice like me, who is not having any CS experience, and if I will be assigned to any migration project. So is it
Mhm.
okay to start from scratch, or is it require? I mean, CS background also required here. CS support.
Uh, yes, CS background. See, honestly speaking, migration basically covers your, the CS orders needs to be converted into service order in the S4HANA. So that's how it works. Okay. So let's say if you have some outstanding orders in the old system, then you have to create the same, means you have to migrate that data into in the S4HANA. So that part I'm not going to cover, but yes, you should have the background of the CS for that to understand how the CS, the customer service order was created in the system and how to migrate that. So what are the costs are out there? So basically, in this S4 HANA, you will have the different, set of pricing, as I said. So pricing was not there in the old CRM, but it in the, new orders, you have to put the price of the components as well. So that makes the difference basically. So how you are going to capture that cost or the price from the, the old service order, that you should know.
Okay.
Okay, so means that bit complex, but yes, you should have the background for the CS for that. If you are going to work on the migration, then I would say yes, you need that uh, bit idea on the old CS as well, how the
Mm-hmm.
dispatch
So
orders got
how
created
how
or. Mhm.
how much CS part you cover in this training, or you only focus on SM?
No. So this training will cover the service management only. I'm not going to the old CS again. So this is purely the one which we are, see, means we will look into the one system only. That is the S4 HANA.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay, to understand about the old CS, we should have a separate system again, and that is not possible in this training.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Okay.
this specifically we will educate about the latest customer service management in the S4 HANA only.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so here let me go to the next slide. So on-site repair or on-site services, as you are aware about the on-site services here, when the technician will go to the customer site, whatever the activities is going to perform, so that is covered under this process. So using the service request, The service request will get created in the system. Then service quotations will get created against that request, and or the solution quotations or the product bundle will get created. Then we will have the service order management, where we will convert the quotations into the service order, and then the pricing will get determined in the service orders. Okay, for the repair components or the the product which we serviceable products, the serial numbers will reflect in the service order. So how we are going to process the service order, so that will cover under the service order management. Then there is a service confirmation. So from the confirm order, we will create the confirmations. Then the service technician will carry out the services, and then he will do the confirmations. After the confirmations, he will carry out the service billing, and then finally, the internal orders will get created out of the the service order, and then reservations and service requisitions also will get created from the service order. So that is standard functionality. And then there is one more thing as a FSM. So we are not going to create, means integrate in this training. There is a FSM module. Okay, so this is separate module altogether. It is I would say it's a sub module of which is tightly integrates with the service management, and it's basically covers the field services only. Okay, so for that we have a separate system or the separate server in the cloud, and that or the field service management are very much important. Means I would say from the on-site perspective, whatever the technicians is going to execute at the on-site. So FSM is very very important, but we don't have that system. So I will just introduce about the the processes, how the FSM works, so that I will tell you, and all the related features like service order templates and bill of materials. So these are the additional features that we will go through the process. So in-house repair process. So in-house repair process is very important. So in a cloud, they have introduced with the advanced in-house process. Okay, in-house repair process. So in advanced repair in-house process, they have modified the process. Like we have a written orders, like is in service sales also you create the standard written orders, right? So similarly here in the service management, we create these the standard written orders. Okay, so in the standard written orders, it is quite similar with the repaired order. So here we will create the standard written order with order type CAB, and with that order type we will have a provision to put the follow-up actions in that order. So when you go to the repair tab, in the repair tab you will have the follow-up actions also. So in the follow-up actions, earlier in the old CS, it was difficult, to move the material from one store location to other store locations, or if there is an advance shipment or there is a replacement scenario, then it was a bit, it was a bit tricky in the traditional CS. But here in the advanced in-house process, they have simplified this process. So you will have a different set of follow-up activities. You need to select the appropriate activities, whether the material has to return back, you send it back to the customer. So you will have a separate follow-up activity for that. If you have to, take that material into your custody, so you will have a separate set of activities, follow-up activities. So you need to choose the appropriate activities in the return order itself, and based on that, system will create the the service order out of the standard order. Okay, so this is I would say the simplified process, and they have covered almost all the scenarios in this particular in-house repair process or the debit report process. So that I will walk you through. Then understanding the concept of the service contract. Yes, so the service contract, you must be familiar about the service contract in sales as well. So you will have here, we will create the service contract when we will have the the pricing agreements in the service contract and the duration as well. And we will have the billing cycle, and if it is a the billing cycle has to assign with service contract, then how you are going to bill to the customer based on the periodic billing, or if you have milestone billing. So those variations are there when you create the service contract. And as I said, the next is recurring services. So again, out of the service contract, you can provide the recurring services as well, or as a separate, uh, as a part of, continuous improvement or continuous services. You have to create the service order template or maintenance plan, and then you can provide the services, recurring services to the customer through this scheduling the maintenance plan. Okay, so this is where this is a, again they have modified this process in the S4HANA. And then integration to the cells, so how we are integrating with the sales order. So that I will, tell you. So how to create the sales order out of the service order, that is also important for us to understand. Any queries on this, or should I proceed? Okay, so considering the time limits, I will just move to the next slide. So here again, the analytical tool. So embedded analytics they have introduced in the S4HANA. So this
Avinash,
analytical
can you
tool
able to
will
hear
help.
me?
Hello.
Avinash, can you able to hear me?
Yes, yes. Tell me.
Yeah. In contracts, are you
Mhm.
going to, I mean, explain only AMCs or rental contracts also?
Yeah, so here normally we will have three different types of contracts. So time and material based contracts, then the comprehensive contracts also, and the AMC contracts also. So whatever the contracts being used in the, in the industries, that I will go through. If you have any sort of contracts which is not, discussed, that we will discuss. That's not a problem in the
Yeah, okay.
trainings.
Because my client is asking for rental contracts to
No, no
cover
problem, no problem.
from this
Yeah,
side.
we will cover that also. That's not a problem.
And one more thing, is it, I mean, SM is integration, I mean, combination of CRM and CS?
This SM.
Yeah, SM is combination of
So see, yeah.
CRM and
So yeah, we will come to know that. So basically, traditionally we'll call it as a CRM, and from the, uh, the service execution perspective, we call it as a service, customer services. So
yeah.
both these teams are, come together, and they have come up with the service management. So you are right. So CS plus CRM. So now it becomes a SM.
Okay. You are going to explain this FSM also, no? Field sales management.
FSM means I would not be able to show the the system. At least I can go through the process, but
Yeah, yeah.
we don't have a separate system for that. We should have a separate system for the FSM, and this is altogether the different training for the FSM. So this is a separate model basically.
Okay, okay.
Okay, so that's just just give the flavor of the FSM. I can tell you what are the processes, how it executes, so that I give. But in depth, if you want, we can have a separate session on that. I mean, training session for that.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
Vignesh.
Okay, so here the real-time scenarios and the advanced the advanced topic slides. When we go through the day-to-day scenarios in most of the industries, they will come up with the advanced shipment processes as well. So we have a different advanced process shipment process as well. So you can assign the shipment from this year's own stock to the technician consignment stock. The next is you, if you're procuring from the vendor, so that advanced shipment process also we have covered. Then the returns of the parts from the technicians. Okay, so that means the unused parts when he will go to and receive the customers' locations, and if you want to send it back the unused parts, so that is also covered. Then equipment master, then categorization schema. So I didn't heard about the categorization schema, so I'm not sure. As a part of this, on slides we have just put this thing, but I will just check, and if I have not worked on this, but I will check on this. So drop shipment business scenarios. Yeah, so the drop shipment process also we have covered, and there is integrations with controlling, then FSM, then SD, MM, and PM, and finally HR. Will tell you about these integrations as well. So here in the next slide, so it talks about the overview of the SM. So here we have S4HANA Cloud. then on the other hand we will have the on-premises, right? So how the hybrid model is covered. So here again the cloud, it depends on the client, whether the client is going through the the public cloud, or the private cloud, or he's going to implement the S4 HANA on premises. So it depends on the implementations as well. So based on that, service management will get enabled. Okay, so let me go to the next slide. So motivation to run S4HANA services. So yeah, we can have automated process for that. So reduce the dispute resolution time. So again, the response, the response time, right? So the response time is very important for us, so that SLAs also will get tracked in the service order management. Then reduce the service delivery and support the cost. So you have this cost. Okay, so what is the internal resource cost and what you are going to bill to the customer. So all these are prices and the cost will covered, and it will get recorded automatically. Okay, so that is available in the SM. And then improve the service team's productivity. Yes, so you will have the service team definitions in the system. You can define your own service team, and out of that, earlier it was work centers, but in service management we call it as service teams. And the service teams helps you to you know uh, perform the confirmations, perform the activities, and perform the workflows. So for workflows also, assigned to the service teams. So now it makes simplified, and it is much better than the old CS. So this is they have improved as a service team in the service management. So predict and the control. Yeah. So here increase the revenue from the cross sales and the upsell, improve the customer satisfactions, increase the first call resolution rate. Okay, and then innovations and the sales. Yeah. So this is a subscription based business. It basically supports the subscription based business also. Increase the productivity of the FSM. Right. So because we are facilitating to the FSM also. So when the service technicians goes to the customer, so his travel expenses, his the staying expenses, or any kind of expenses will get captured, and also they can booked into the system, and also it improves the productivity. Okay, for the field service engineers, they can assign, they can dispatch the orders, and we can assign the service technicians to the service calls as well in this FSM. So that definitely improves the productivity, and then gain higher service margins with the sensor based business models. So yeah, so these terminologies, when we will go through the systems, we will have some analytical reports as well, how you can improve the service productivity, that I will show you. So the next is intelligence enterprise. So as you said, so here we have a service cloud, S4 HANA, and the field service management. So altogether these are the three different systems. Okay, so S4 HANA cloud, it basically supports the customer services set of activities. Let's say you can have a chat, you can have a mail provision over there, you have a IoT for that. Effectively you can use IoT as well through this cloud. You have the customer interactions through the phones. You can print the tickets. You have a SLA and entitlement. Then you have a timeline and 360-degree view for your assets, and definitely you will have the knowledge base for whatever you are going to execute. So all these covered through the cloud, and the cloud facilitates and supports all these things. Okay. So next is S4 HANA. And the S4 HANA, definitely you can execute the process, you can execute the operations, like you will have the quotations, services, repairs, maintenance, contract management, logistics, and billing and finance. So all these objects are covered under the service operations, and that is part of your S4 HANA. And the third system is basically the S4 field service management. So as I said, it's set of system. This is separate set of system basically, and where we can dispatch the the demands. Basically we call it as the demand or the orders or the calls. So we can dispatch the calls. We will have the confirmations in the FSM. We will have the mobile application. In the mobile itself, you can install the FSM and you can execute the services. Okay. you have the crowds, that means your service team. You can you have your own service teams defined in the FSM, and you can assign the the service technicians out of that service team. Again, you can assign some activities to your own based on the roles. Okay, and then you will have the smart form. So again, if you have sort of receipt, you execute something at the customer side and you need to receive a sign off from the customer. So those smart forms also available in the FSM. So all these
Hi,
things
Avinash.
are facilitated. Mhm.
Avinash, sorry to interrupt you. Is it possible to install on mobile for this field service so that the technician can go to this customer place and from there itself he can confirm this service, the repair?
Definitely, definitely. So that is what FSM they have introduced. So you should have the FSM in place, FSM system in place, and then you can sync up your mobiles with the FSM system in the backend.
Okay, okay.
Okay, but you should have
Thank you.
means the FSM system is a prerequisite. Otherwise, you cannot execute in the mobile application.
Okay,
So again, it is supported by Android and iOS also. So you can
I got it.
install this FSM in your like your WhatsApp. You can install this if you go to the Play Store. Just put the SAP Field Service Management. So you will get the application over there with the spanner. So they have symbol like spanner and spanner symbol over there. You can check and you can install that. But for that, you should have a credentials and the system.
Okay,
Okay.
okay. Thank you, Avinash.
Yep. Yep. So, but this is a very good feature. But yes, you have to have the additional, trainings and the additional system for that. So this is all about the so yeah, so it's asset management, predictive maintenance, asset network, asset performance. So all this will cover under the the customer services, the augmented analytics, digital, uh, you know, uh, digital integrations or digital, I would say through the integrations with the cloud that also we can, achieve through the SAP Service Cloud. And then the service data explorations. So all these, things are facilitated through the cloud basically. So cloud is very important for us. Uh, then yes, then the service strategies, integrations of back office and front office functionalities. So now it's answer your queries. Someone has asked me whether it is comprised with the CRM and the CS. So yes, it past we were call it as a SAP CRM service, and there was another component as a customer services, right? So in the back office, so both the models were separate. But in future or in our current service management, we have a SAP HANA system, which will cover both the you don't need to have a separate CRM or separate CS system for that. So both the system will be this S4 HANA will cover both the systems applications. Means you don't need to set up both the applications separately. Okay, so all the features are available in the S4 HANA itself on premises. Okay, and why we are using the cloud on top of that, if you have a cloud platform, so what are the uses or the benefits, if you have the cloud platform? So front office activities will get facilitated through the cloud. So what are those? So customer engagement, like the customer call centers. If you have direct interactions with the customer, so how to set up the calls, how to record the complaints, how to record the service requests. So all these covers through the cloud platform. Okay, so that customer engagement is very important. So the SAP cloud gives you the end-to-end solutions from customer engagement up to the billing, customer billing. Okay, or the analytics, I would say analytics, so up to the reporting also. So it will start with the customer engagement and it will end up with the the embedded analytics. So that covers a complete package. So you should have a complete package of S4HANA premises plus cloud. Okay, so it will facilitate all the features. So service executions also facilitate in the cloud platforms, service executions in terms of the FSM. As I said, SAP Service Cloud will support the FSM. Okay, so you have to have the cloud, then only FSM will get support. Okay, you can implemented the field service management if you have a cloud platform. So service management center, then cloud for the customers, and the CRM service manager and the SAP service management. So you don't need these components basically. So earlier we were use the work manager, SAP work manager, then the service management component from the CRM. So here in if you have a cloud, you don't need to use those components. System cloud has their own uh, tools like FSM. So FSM will cover your service SAP work manager and the service manager applications. So whatever you used to do in the service manager, now you have the FSM through the cloud. Okay. So these things are the means the back office and the front office will get facilitated through the on-premise and the cloud. So next is origin of the business object. So you must be familiar about the service management, the components, SAP components. So the business partners, materials, the product configurations, equipment, function locations, and the maintenance plan. Then CRM components, we had service quotations, service contract, then service request, order confirmations, and the introduction centers. So now, uh, in the service management, sales and order management, again the sales quotations, service sales contract, sales order, pricing, and billing. So all these someone has asked me, we were some repair order, then we used to create the service order in the old CS, and then we use sales functionality separately, but all these four functionalities are clubbed together in the service management. So that gives you the flavor of integrations between the SD and the customer services. Okay, and the CRM. So you don't need to use all these separate applications or all these functionalities. So the service management will facilitate to use all these functionalities in the one tool or in the one model itself. So service order will have all these facility, all these functionalities. You don't need to use for service quotations. You don't need to use a CRM or service contract. You don't have to use a CRM, or for sales quotations or sales contract. You don't need to use a sales part. No, so that is not the case. You have all these functionalities are supported in the SM. Okay, service management. So product bundles, if you talk about the product bundles, yeah. So the product bundles, they have introduced this product bundle in the service management as well. So product bundle, when you talk about the product bundle, so you will have the set of materials, and under that material you have sub components. So how to repair those components? So that process also supported in the SM. Okay, so you don't need a separate component as a CRM for that. So product bundle facilities also they have provided. Earlier it was not available in the CS. Okay, so they have improved a lot. So now the service management. So they have come up with the this Fury Launchpad. Okay, FLP. So Fury Launchpad. Earlier it was SAP GUI, then they come up with the CRM Web UI, and now they come up with the Fury Launchpad. Okay, so the Fury Launchpad will allow you to, uh, you know, provide the tiles, create the spaces, and then you can execute whatever you want in through the Fury applications. Okay, and this is bit user friendly. Okay, so you don't need to click here and there like in GUI we had some complications. Okay, in CRM also we had some issues, but now in the Fury they have addressed all the challenges and the issues. And now if you work on the Fury, it is more friendly. Okay, so this is user friendly applications. You can have the personalizations, how to personalize your Fury applications, that I will tell you. How to create your own spaces, how to create your own, how to assign your own tiles to the spaces. So that we will go through that. Okay, and what are the default settings? You can personalize those settings as per your personalizations. So these facilities are available in the Fury Launchpad. Personalizations was also available in the web UI, but I am not going to look into that. So that is already gone. So that means we have this personalization settings and preference, layout, shortcuts. So here in Fury, we don't need these types of settings. So they have made more simpler. Then yeah, so GUI, you had the themes. You used to use the different themes in the GUI, but here that is not required. You don't need to use any separate themes in the Fury. Also you have a separate themes, but that just will have a presentations, just it change the presentations, nothing more than that. So that's it. A few things are there in the Fury as well, but you don't need to go like this. Okay, in the GUI, we used to go to the personalization settings. So here, integration of SD and S4HANA services. So now here you will correlate something with the sales and distribution. So sales and distribution of structure. So in sales and distribution structure, you used to define the company, the controlling area, then plants, store locations, and the sales area finally. So here in the S4HANA service management, we have our own service order structure. Okay, which is more or less it's similar to the sales order structure, but yes, we are using the components from the sales or sales structure itself. We are not defining our own components or our own entities or our, let's say, sales group. We are not defining our own sales group. If at all it is required, then in that case we will define. But in most of the cases, sales has to define, configure those entities, and then all those entities will reflect in the service order structure. Okay, so how those will sync up with the service order structure, that I will tell you. Okay, the sales and services. So sales organizations, service organizations, how they are mapped. Then service back office and the service technicians, how we are going to map. So service back office, we call it as a sales office. Okay, so sales office are mapped with the service back office. So how we are mapping, how we are configuring the system through the structure, and how we are integrating with the original sales order structure, sales and distribution structure. So that we need to understand. So that this is very important. Okay, in terms of defining the sales area and the service employees and the service back office. So this we will configure. Okay. Earlier we were not a separate structure in the CS, but here we have a separate structure for the services. Okay. So this is the just a the view. I have just specified the view how we are defining the organization model. So we call it as the organization model in the SM. So how we are mapping this component, that I will show you through the Fury application. So we have a different Fury application for that, and we can configure it. Okay, assignment to the organizational unit. So again, the organizational units are assigned with the positions and the employees. So these are quite similar with your HR. Okay, so here we are integrating with the HR. In HR, you define the positions, you define the the employees. So all these HR components also integrates in your organization structure. So how we are assigning that, I will show you in the training. And the next is yeah, so the product in the service, the services is basically you create the service material or the service product, we call it as a service product. And then there is another material, we call it as a component planning. Okay, so component planning, that could be your service part, or we call it as a spare part. Okay, components in the document. Uh, for example, we have a service order. So how to plan those components, I will walk you through that. And structuring of the technical object. So we'll have the structure of the technical system. So like you have a set of system like equipment, you have equipment, main equipment, under that you have sub equipment, and below that you have a bill of materials. So all together, if you club all these components, so it becomes a structure of a technical structure, object. So how to structurize that technical system, so that I will show you. Okay, So multiple serial numbers are very important. Construction type, how we are using the construction types in the material while defining or while structuring the technical objects. So what is the role of that customer construction types, that I will tell you. Okay. Then service product. So service product, when we define the service product in the SM, how we have means how we are going to identify that service product in the SAP. So as I told you earlier, we have a separate material type for that. Okay, that is a service product, and then there is a item category group also, SRVP. So this will identify your service product in the system. Okay, and only these service product will allow you in this to use in the service order. Other category will not allowed in the service order, so we have limitations. Okay, so that we need to understand. And then next is yeah, the sales area is very important. So prerequisite is sales area, and under that sales area you have a setup of this service product. So again, you have a further classification for the service product. You can use the classification system, and you can classify your service product. So that is also possible. Component planning and the spare part. So how to define the components of the spare part. Okay, so what is the item category being used for that specific spare part. So that is also very important. So basically in the sales we use norms. So similarly in the service management also we use a the standard items as a norms item category group. Okay, so this group, all the groups are not allowed in the service management. So specifically we need to stick to the some specific item groups which is more relevant to the service management. Okay, other groups are not supported in the service management. So what are those? I will walk you through that. Then yeah, so the service bundle also, if you are going to define the bundle as a the service, so bundle also you can create. So one bundle we can have a multiple components, so sort of bill of material. Okay, so that bill of material, how to create the bill of material in the system or service bundle in the system, and how the service order supports this bundle. Okay, how it explodes this bundle into the service order, so that I will explain you. Okay, this service bundle is a very important concept in the service management. The next is yeah, the technical objects overview. So technical objects, as I said, equipment, function locations are the technical objects. So first of all you need to identify what are the technical objects, then you have to structurize those objects, and then you have to classify it further those objects, right? So first of all identification is important. Once you identify you have to structurize that, and once you structurize you have to classify, and once you have classified you have to verify whether you have classified properly, we have to structurize properly. So that verification you have to do. So all these facilities are provided in the service management. So I will walk you through that also. Technical objects. So here, this is more relevant to the CS part, but yes, I will just explain you. So these are basic master data in the CS, old CS I would say, but this is also important from the SM perspective. So what are those? So function locations. Then hello, hello, hello.
Yes, Avinash. Hello.
Can you hear me? Hello.
Yeah, yeah, we can able to hear you. Avinash, we can able to hear you.
Hello.
Yes, Avinash, we can able to hear you.
I think I lost you. Hello.
Hello, Avinash, we can able to hear you. Can you able to hear us?
Just wait. Just wait.
Is Naveen there? Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, hi Avinash.
Hello, Avinash.
We can hear you.
Hello.
We can hear
Hello,
you,
Avinash.
Avinash.
Hello, Avinash. You can hear? Hello,
Can you use
Avinash.
the chat box here?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
What's the time for this training? I mean, tenure total classes. Anyone from ExpertSoft?
No others. We need to.
Hmm? What I mean?
No idea. We need to hear from Avinash or Naveen.
Yeah. So these both the guys, even three guys are
Yeah.
on mute. Where's the other guy, Narsimha Rao?
No, so he
Yeah.
is already disconnected
Okay.
almost half an hour back.
So you're
No,
working with it.
Narasimharao said that he got some something else. Okay, he said that he's comfortable with the train or something. He said he sent me a message actually.
Uh-huh. Okay, okay.
So Naveen, how long? I mean, this class will be. I mean, what is the
Uh,
timeline?
Everything I'll give you the details by tomorrow morning. Okay, content everything I'll share you. Okay,
You
duration will be
you
like 30 plus hours.
30 plus
Mm-hmm.
hours and all online
Yeah,
classes or what?
online based. Yeah, online class. And it will be same there.
Okay.
Okay,
So you
What will
try
be
to
the
connect me
timing?
tomorrow.
sorry.
What will be the timing?
Timing everything schedule I'll give you by tomorrow afternoon. Okay.
Okay, okay. Because morning time it is okay, but evening time it is not possible for us.
Yeah,
For
let's
me,
plan India morning something like 7 a.m. or 8
yeah,
a.m.
yeah.
Let's plan. Okay.
Yeah.
You can give me the number, mobile number. We can contact you, or you can contact me in afternoon. Or
Others later on. Okay. Once once you guys enroll it. Okay. Then we can have a group this thing. Okay.
no. I just want your number to discuss things. Okay. So you will call me tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
try.
I'll call you. I'll call you. Others.